one thing about working route to every country is that most of these countries have policies that kind of protect the citizens in a way that if an employer would have to employ you, there are so many processes that would have to, be. Hey people, welcome back to my channel, and a big thank you to those of you that have really been helping me, supporting me to see that this channel grow. I just want to quickly say I need to support them more. I would appreciate if you guys just keep supporting me by sharing the video, giving it a thumbs up, likes, so I would at least get to that point, that stage where I can say really that, okay, a fresher in the game, at least I've been able to attend a 1,000 plus subscriber. So I would appreciate it. Just subscribe to the channel, it's free. And I really am that kind of person that likes to go straight and tell you exactly the way it is. I really don't know how to paint things from what it's not, like sugarcoating. I will just go straight and tell you exactly what the whole thing is all about. That means I am that person that give you the actual thing you need, informations that would help you really relocate abroad successfully, one way or the other, reduce the stress and difficulties you might encounter if you are clueless about what you're doing. So the purpose of my channel is to help you based on the experience I've had in the past and people that I'm still working with, and supporting them, to assisting them one way or the other to migrate to the country of their choice. Now, coming back to why I'm doing this video, but before I proceed, let me quickly say welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. If you're just seeing my face for the very first time, I really do appreciate, and I wish or hope you would be part of my community by subscribing for free to this channel, and also to help me grow and encourage me with whatever research I'm doing to push this platform forward. All right, based on the topic of what I'm about to discuss, it's just to give you the best route you can migrate to Malta with. I think for now, the common route, there are 4 in number. First of all is the walking route. Walking route, number 1, it's always the best route. It's a good route in every country you want or you wish to go to. Because as a worker, for sure you will just go straight into the labor market, you start working and making money. And then the fear of paying bills and all those stuff probably would have been eradicated. But know one thing about working route to every country is that most of these countries have policies that kind of protect the citizens in a way that if an employer would have to employ you, there are so many processes that employer would have to go through. And one of them is actually to be sure that employing you from outside the country is basically because there are challenges or issues getting the citizens of the country to take up their jobs, or people that are already in the countries like permanent resident and even international students. So it means this job will really be so peculiar, or it will be kind of urgent for the employer. So there are rules that is making it a bit tough from outside the country. And apart from the policies the employer will need to adhere to employing you from outside, the aspect of paying the working visas, submitting documents on your behalf coming from outside, most of these companies will feel it is more or less like, sometimes I believe incorporated in the law of most countries, that the employer will want to take up that obligation of taking care of your flight expenses and whatever, sometimes even accommodation expenses. So economically and financial wise, it might not really be productive for some of them to just spend money to employ someone to come for this common job, menial job from outside the country. That's why I keep telling people that I do not really subscribe or to the schools of thought that, oh, just put the whole pressure or put the whole weight of belief that, yeah, you can get this job from outside. For instance, do you really find it convincing for an employer to recruit you as a cleaner, as a waiter, or as a barman, and all these things from outside, taking care of your flight, taking care of your supporting accommodations, and paying your employment fees and all that? These jobs are like in country like Canada, they call it TFR. So these jobs are jobs that are common for international students already in the country. That's why it will take a longer time for an employer to take care, except the peculiar nature of this job. For instance, in Malta, it's easy. You could be, rather, you could be employed directly from outside if you're like a plumber, electricians, all these kind of construction type of peculiar jobs. You know, these roles, most of the citizens of most countries, they don't really like to go for this kind of top jobs. It's more of administrative, the top managerial directive roles. So these jobs really are available for foreigners because the citizens really sometimes ignore. They wouldn't want to take up jobs like that. And because of the kind of nature of the jobs, there are no enough candidates to occupy these jobs. Not many people really want to go for plumbing, electrical, or something. So there are really shortage for kind of vacancies like this. So you might be able to get jobs like that. Follow my previous videos on the website to follow. I don't know why people are not actually taking up that website. The website to follow and all those stuff. You start submitting application from outside Malta. If you have all these skills, you could be employed. I think I've spoken so much on employment. Then number two is the study route. This route is when you look for schools connecting to your program of choice, then submit an application, pay for your application fees and all that. Then once you pay for it, apply for visa. Basically, everything is about my trainer. Focus more on helping people that want to migrate to Malta through study routes. Okay, so this is one thing. I will come back to this study route, but it is number two best choice and route to use to come to Malta. Then the third one is normal digital visa. I really do not have not although I have an apartment mate in my former apartment who is more conversant with this normal digital visa, but I, on the other hand, will not really be, you know, as marketing or saying much about it, but I can still tell you, normal digital visa is a good route to come in. It means you are telling the government that you are a remote worker from your home country, in your home country, that you are probably working in the computer sectors. Like, it is mostly for those that are working in the computer sectors, like IT personnel and all that, and that your role can actually be done from anywhere in the world. Like this, you can do your job remotely. If you are like all these cybersecurity staffs or IT staffs for some companies, let's say in Nigeria, and your role does not necessarily mean you should be in the office all the time. If your role is something you can do from anywhere you find yourself, like from the comfort of your home, then you are qualified for the normal digital visa. You are telling them that you can do your job remotely. So while applying for this visa, it means you are telling them you are coming to the country to just have that visa. It's 1 year visa, and they actually allow you to come with your family to come in 1 year visa, not to come and work in Malta, but just relaxing, staying in Malta and doing your job back home while you are in Malta remotely. So that's the essence of it. But one way or the other, there could be one or two tax they also pay to the government. So you are telling them you're not coming to rely on their job because you already have a job, you are doing remotely, you just want maybe an atmosphere to relax and do it. So that's the essence of nomadic driver. So the people that eventually get approval for these jobs are people who are mostly in the IT department. If you're a business owner, there are some difficulties in defending the fact that you can do that role, your job, your business remotely from anywhere you find yourself in the world. So that's why people from the ITs gained more hands, upper hand in getting approval. And secondly, for you to submit an application for normal digital visa, at least the proof of fund is huge. It's last time I checked, it was about 35,000 thereabout euro. You need to show as proof of fund. So it's huge. So I really will not say much on that. Then lastly is the visitor visa. These are the four routes you can use to come to Malta. While I quickly brushing down to the last one, the visitor visa, I just want you to have the idea of the whole four route. Then I'll talk about which one I feel is better. Yeah, I've spoken not a lot enough on the working visa. I will not go there. And I just give you a brief, what to expect in the normal digital visa. Now I want to focus on the advantage of two out of them: the visitor visa and the student visa. Recently, it's becoming hard, or there had been some adjustments in the policy here in Malta where you cannot easily convert from student visa to work visa. Before now, it used to be possible. And I feel there have been an abuse to that system because I think they felt a lot of people were just coming in 2, 3 months after they get here, they just abandon the school and they turn to work. They switch to work permit. So the government may not have, specified this, mentioned it on the website and all that, but on the ground, I think this is what it is now. Before you can convert, you need to at least show a degree of a letter of completion from the school that brought you into the country, at least a degree. So it's gotta be a 1 year program or whatever it is. Show that you complete a program where there will be a transcript for it and a letter from school confirming that. Then before you can take this document to your employer to apply for work permit for your undergrad, it will be approved. But if you do not have any letter of completion and you try to come back, they could refuse that applications. And once they refuse it, you know that you have cancelled yourself from the student visa while doing this process. And if it's refused, you become visa-less in the country. You have 10 days to leave the country. So what it means is it's now difficult if you do not at least finish a degree when you come to Malta on a study route. So why am I trying to explain this? This is where the issues of the visa now has advantage. The advantage of the visitor visa now is that if you can, it is not actually visitor visa do not actually have higher approval rates because it's more of a 50-50 thing. You need to convince them why should they give you a visitor visa. Why are you coming here on a tourist, visit somebody, or just to have fun around of family and all that. So whatever means is it does not really have this high approval rate. So what I'm saying is that visitor visa kind of is not having advantage, or there are advantages when you get a visitor visa or Schengen visitor visa to come to Malta. Because you have that, probably it could be on a 3 months permission to stay. Then immediately in that process, you can't get any of this recruiter agency here that would give you a job and ready to apply for work permit for you, even though they are going to charge you for the work permit. But that means once they're applying for it, since you are not tied to any schools, and refusing you does not cancel your visitor visa down. So most people now use visitor visas to get into Malta, then get a job and apply for work permit. So you now make it easier now in that process of converting from the work to and from the visitor visa to the work. That's the advantage of visitor visa. But in all, the best and the most convenient, assurable way to migrate to Malta still remain student visa. This is where you have really upper hand of getting that approval. The approval rate is higher than the rest because you are actually spending your money. These institutions, the schools you are coming to study, the schools you are coming to need that funds. It's the reason why they are in existence. So the government, is revenue generation for schools who are in turn paying tax. So they need your money one way or the other. It's like a win-win. So the approval rate is high. Student visa remain the best route to travel anywhere in the world, to travel out, migrate to any countries, start a life and settle. Then in the process of study, it might look difficult, but you would enjoy it in the long run. Get a program, at least even if it's a 1 year program. Once you enter, there are advantages now that once you are even able to get a job, most employers, they've been considerate. They've been allowing students to do, they give you small overtime. Maybe you are in 30 to 20 hours, they could give you up to small 20 something to 25 overtime, but regulatory wise or by law, 20 hours per week. You shall don't worry. This is not what we'll be discussing online. Once you enter and you find job, there are ways you would go about it. You will benefit from it. But if you like come for 1 year programs, you just try. Manage. As soon as you're done with your 1 year program, you are entitled to 6 month extensions. To you can apply for citizenship to allow you look for job and then apply for work permit. In most cases, even before you get to finish the program, you're already having a connection with one or two of these a recruiter. And even from where you are doing your part-time job, you probably would have created that relationship that would make it easy for you to just get your letters of completion and then give it to the company to apply for work permit for you. So where you don't even need to start applying for 6 months extension after graduation. So this is why I believe it is the best and the safest ways to enter, and in the long run you will enjoy it. I will talk about the benefits in my subsequent video, and when I'm talking about advantage and disadvantage. So thank you for staying till this very time and for being part of my community. I want to say big thank you once again. For now, thank you. I'm stopping here. This is till we meet in my next video. I say